Nobody's going to start. I'll start. I just want to say I love the show. Absolutely amazing. It's an honor to talk to both of you. So, just now that the first season has wrapped up, what's your initial reaction just to see how everybody's perceived the show so much now that it's become such like a beloved show, and this is for both of you.
I have to tell you, I was so thrilled. I was so happy. I honestly believed that we had a hit show. But the way, having social media now immediate access to find out how much we were loved immediately, wow, that was a bit overwhelming. It's almost like, okay, wait a minute, let me wait until the other shoe drops, but it was just constant. It was like a great snowball, and everybody wanted you to know, we got you, we love this show. And it's great to have something that people without cable can set their schedule to, because they really want to see you.
Yeah, I think that's why we have so many generations watching the show, oftentimes together, or people, kids are watching it when they're in school and in college, and then they're talking about it with their family. And because of how it was shared on social media, all of the fans became family. They call themselves the Abbott Fam. We are their family. And that part feels amazing. Listen, I got into this business because I wanted to make people feel. I wanted to make them laugh. I wanted to make them cry. I wanted to have the shared human experience with an audience. And I thought I would just be, but I thought I'd be a theater actress. That was my goal, to be in a great repertory company. And
there's no just about that, because that's a lot of work, girl.
Yes, but to have that shared community with the people that are in the audience and with my fellow actors, and we have that here. We have that in this great repertory ensemble cast, and we have it with our amazing Abbott Elementary fans who are telling us every week on social media what they love, what they're looking forward to. They're creating gifts. We get to see in almost real time what they love and what they respond to. So it's an amazing community to be a part of, and especially teachers, to have them feel seen and to let us know that us representing them is so meaningful to them. And as a daughter of a DC public school teacher, that's incredibly important.
I'm going to jump in really quick here and ask you both, once again, to echo Dorian's points. I absolutely love the show. I have the hoodie and the mug to prove it. Like, I am Abbott down to the socks, okay?
Wait a minute, where did you get a hoodie?
ABC was so generous to send it. They sent me a hoodie, an Abbott hoodie. Matter of fact, it's literally, it's right here.
Okay, I don't have
Hold up. This is my thing. I'm like, come on, ABC. Now I need a hoodie. I need a hoodie. Can an actress get a hoodie, please?
Exactly. I'm
gonna make a couple phone calls on y'all's behalf.
Make a few phone calls.
Yeah, who do you know, Chanel? Listen,
I don't know who I know, but apparently it's whoever knows me that's sent me the hoodie. So
I love it.
A few things. I had a backpack, but I went to a charity thing yesterday, and it was to give gifts to teens that are in the foster system. And so I thought, you know what, let me give this backpack. They need it more than I do. And it has Abbott Elementary on it. So now I need a backpack too. I need a backpack and a hoodie.
I'll let them know for sure. But really quickly, I wanted to ask you both, if you guys could go back to your elementary school selves and give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Pay attention. Pay attention, because these are some of the biggest, most difficult, most hard-earned lessons you will ever have to learn. But if you can master these, you will be very good. Listen to your parents. Believe it or not, they were actually young at some point, and they might have something to share with you. Hold hands. Holding hands and having the support of others is going to be far more important to you than you can imagine right now. Be kind to others, no matter how unkind they may be to you. Because if you match their unkindness with unkindness, all it ends up being is unkind. But that's just a little bit of what I learned in elementary school. And I tell you, every now and then I have to go back to those lessons and remind myself, remember what you learned in grade school. It will serve you well, and it most certainly has. Mhm.
I know
God,
that's
those
right.
are really good things.
Huh.
As you were talking, I'm like, that's why Barbara Howard's Barbara Howard. Because I'm like, mine are like, no, keep talking out, because being a class clown wound up paying good, girl. You were right all along to be like making everybody laugh, that you shouldn't have been hard on yourself for that. You should have stuck with the teachers that recognized that when you were busy being funny and talking during classes because you were bored and you already knew all this stuff. And the teachers that were right were the ones that sent me to other classes. When I was in kindergarten, they sent me to the second grade class to read to them and to teach them. Those were my favorite teacher, Miss Freddie Davy. She was one of the first kids that integrated school system in America. And she was my best teacher. And when I was busy being a cut up in class, she was like, all right, you know everything, come up to the board and teach it. And I did. And she was like, you should be a teacher because you're good at communicating ideas. So I think sometimes kids are hard on themselves because the person that they are, truly who they are in their soul, is sometimes squashed down to fit into,
Yes.
into what makes it, not that teachers are bad, they're not. They just have 40 kids in the classroom. They can't have a bunch of me with my mouth. So I think that sometimes the teachers that are individualizing and figuring out what the kids need and celebrating who they are, that gives the kid the ability to see themselves as, and that part of them as worthy. So I would say, go ahead and keep speaking out, stick with the teachers that were recognizing who you are. Don't worry if somebody calls you fat, because someday that big butt will come in style, and it did. And take your earrings off before you fight.
I love that.
Great advice there. I really want to jump in because you guys have like such good chemistry on screen, like even like off screen too, we can see like you guys get along really well. I want to know, like, that comedic chemistry that you guys have on the show, was that a challenge for you guys to bring to Abbott, or was that like prior experience you already had?
That was a lot of the experience that we already had, a lot of what Quinta saw in each of us already, which is how she chose each of us, for our different roles to make up the cast. And it's evident in the first Emmy that we've won so far has been for casting, and that is having the right elements, the right bit of happy, sad, saucy, shiny, glitzy, wise, wonderful, all of those little things put in together.
Yeah.
It's just a testament to that.
I think you're absolutely
right clothes
right.
put together.
Yeah, all of us get our funny, and our energy is slightly different. Sheryl and I sat next to each other in spots at that table in the teacher's lounge. We didn't budge, even if new directors came in and were like, we're going to put you here. And we were like, nope. And then the writers started writing it in, like, why are you not at the same table? Like, they knew there was a fight because we weren't sitting together. And Sheryl and I fell into it really easy camaraderie. We had some life experiences that were similar. We got along. We started talking, finding deals, how we clearance shop. We talked about stuff that we loved, and it was immediate. But it's true, she's absolutely right about all of the cast. There being different energy, but it mixes. And I think that is a testament to Quinta's ability, an almost unnatural ability for her age to be a boss, CEO. Let me combine these people. She picked nice people first and foremost, and that's top to bottom. That's crew. That's everybody needs to be.
I think that's a good point too, though, Lisa.
Yeah.
She picked good people to come together. Sometimes people just pick people and they feel, well, if they bring a bad energy, we could just tolerate it because we'll take those numbers. And I think Quinta was very purposeful in saying, no, we can't have anything that's going to upset the vibe. We have to have a good vibe, because coming together post-COVID, The only way we were going to make it was if we had true professionals who understood we must be on the same page, because if one of us were to get COVID, everything shut down.
And we were the only one only production I know that had no issues. They wouldn't ask us, hey, don't go out anywhere. But we were
Yes,
like,
they did.
yeah,
They did ask us to be very
legally,
careful
no,
about
they
where
don't.
we go
They said,
and
be
the groups we're
careful,
in.
be careful. But honestly, us enjoying each other's company and looking forward to getting to work, none of us wanted to risk that. So we all paid attention. And I will say that Quinta's ability to find those people, she's one of a big, big family. And I think when you come up like that, you learn how to, you get this empathy, this knowledge of other people, where you're watching how people interact. And that's how you figure out, that's how she figured out this work family. She paid real attention to that. And it wasn't like, well, who's the biggest name I can get for that? Because we've seen what happens with that. You guys watch a lot of shows. You know, they're like, well, we'll get this huge name and then that'll be a hit. No, that's no guarantee. How many friends did they put in different TV shows and then the show didn't make it, right? It's like no guarantee a name that everybody knows. It's getting the right mix, and she was brilliant at doing that.
If I can chime in, I just want to say, speaking of that, just speaking of the future, can you guys, I know we both got to see a little bit of personal glimpses of your personal life as teachers on this show. For season 2, we get to explore that a little bit more, because I know we were getting into a relationship, blooming relationship and all that. So is there anything you guys can tease for your characters for this upcoming season?
Well, to tell you the truth, you're going to see a lot more of, hopefully, the community. Who is the community that we serve? What do those parents look like? What do they do? You know, and you can see already that there are a lot of very different families coming together in this school, and learning more about that, I think, is going to be wonderful. I think you should look forward to finding out more of what are the teachers like off campus? What's going in their life, you know, in their apartments? What do their apartments or homes look like? I think that is something to look forward to. What kind of sports do they love? What kind of sports do they support? What's their favorite team? Do they have an iconic sports figure or figures? You know, is there going to be more money coming in to do some of the things that need to be done? I need to know if I'm going to get a high school, a grade school musical. I need a musical. I need a holiday concert. I need it. That's
All of that. Please give it to her.
Give it to me.
Just start singing. I think, Sheryl, you should just start singing, just randomly, just bust into song.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Hey.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Oh, how did that go to church so quickly?
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh,
That's
well.
definitely gonna happen.
Okay, we have one final question from Eunice, and then we'll be wrapped on this
Oh,
one.
your niece not on camera. That's not asking.
Hi, I just want to say I also really love the show, and just to Sheryl, congrats on your Emmy nom. I'm really excited to see who wins next week. But my question to both of you guys is just, you know, and all the educators that you've had in the past, are there any that you embody when you get on the screen?
For me, it's always my dad. My dad was a lifelong learner. He was a teacher that educated his whole life. He integrated Connecticut school system, and he was just loving what he did. And it was all for the students. But, you know, my father would always say, you know, I might be educating others, but as I teach them, I teach myself. He said, I learn, they learn, we all learn together, whether it was music, whether it was diversity and race relations. He loved what it is that he taught. He started out as a teacher and ended his life as a college professor. knowing that he had fulfilled his job on earth. So I thank my dad so much for everything that he taught me and continues to teach me from heaven, because I know he is orchestrating a lot of what is going on for me right now. I know it.
Yeah, and mine is, Barbara Howard is embodiment of, as I think I said, Freddie Davy. Freddie Davy was my favorite teacher. So she very much reminds me of her, in particular, her incredible enunciation. The W's become what? There's always an H in front of them when Barbara Howard really gets it going. It's very enunciated. So I love that. But, you know, my mother was a Sicilian teacher in an urban school. So, of course, this is a bit of Melissa, who's very much like a lot of my cousins, honestly, in Staten Island. But, you know, it's an homage to my mom who passed last year.
Everybody had that cool white teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Also got to say, my mom would crush me if I didn't say she absolutely loves the show. She wanted me to say she loves you guys, and she's so excited. She wants you guys to win all the Emmys. So I just have to say that because my mom would kill me if I didn't say that.
Thank you, Mother. Tell her we appreciate her.
Thank you.
Thank you.